Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Empire's turn to ban. Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining.
Gyrocopter!
Team Empire's turn to pick.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ESL One New York Qualifiers. Game 1 between Team Empire and 5Jungs, with me, Drag and Drop, as your main cast of, this game 1 at least, as Capitalist is still
remaining.
busy with the Navi versus New Team 3 game, as
5
of
seconds
course there have been some delays in that. So I'm taking over, at least for this game 1, and after that you'll have your trusty Cap
Team
back
Empire's
from
turn
dead. So
to
I'm joined
pick.
by Gorgon, the one account. On stats here, he's still at the office and couldn't join me on mic, unfortunately, so it'll be mostly solo cast sprinkled in, of course, with the juicy bits of information from them on the little stat box there on the right. And
Dire team
I
pick.
hope the setup is alright. I haven't had too much time to prepare, it was a really short notice cast, but yeah. We'll try to do our best. If there's anything to worry about, please write in the chat and, and hope that I'll pick it up. But yeah, let's talk about these teams. Let's talk about the games, of course. Empire with Lowdance, YOLO Warrior. Who did that actually? Was silent. And 2 standards here. General.
10
Currently
seconds
playing
remaining.
teamless. He had a Team Dota All
5
Stars.
seconds
Really short-lived
remaining.
team though. Yeah, they played in the International 25
Reserve
Open
time.
Qualifiers, I think. At least that's the what I got from Gorgon here. So. He is now teamless, but the apathy might know him. At least I remember him, or I remember seeing him every once in a while. He's, yeah, he is actually the carry for Aspera, so an active member of the Dota 2 and European scene, to speak. 5Jungs, of course, new team, Kuro's team here, German stack, more or less. Beta, Jerax, Mind Control, Matuma Man. Yeah. I think this should be one of their first, if not their first, official match that they're actually playing right now. So I'm honored to be able to cast them, and really looking forward to what they can bring to the table. Of course, this team bustling with talent. Team Empire though, no slouches either. So we should be in for a good one here. But yeah, let's actually take a look at the draft, as it's already halfway through here. Bounty Hunter and Lena banned out by 5Jungs, and the Earthshaker and Lashrak banned out by Team Empire,
remaining.
so fairly standard bans. Nothing too much to analyze here. Same for the picks here. Gyrocopter, Clockwork, very strong heroes. Gyrocopter, especially up against the Phantom Lancer, is one of the heroes that can match up well in later parts of the game if you have some crowd control to go along with it. Just make sure that you keep all the Phantom Lancer illusions in place for a second there, so that the flag can go to work, so you can find out who the real one is and bring them down with extra lockdowns. So far, they only have the Clockwork, which is
Dire team ban.
necessarily great against the Phantom Lancer per se, but of course, it's nice to have that kind of initiation. Just make sure that once you hit your level 6, once you hit your level 7, you can start roaming around, open up the map. Make sure to put on pressure wherever, so that you can get ahead of the Phantom Lancer, because it's kind of the more reliable way of dealing with him. Just make sure that you snowball before the PL can really get his items that he needs. become that Bane,
Reserve
that's
time.
unstoppable force, really, that he can sometimes be in games. And Jarkop, of course, lends himself to that kind of game plan as well, being able to dish out a lot of magic damage early on. Between the call down or the rocket barrage, of course, they can benefit from that.
Team
Winter Wyvern, though,
Empire's
it's
turn
gonna
to
be
ban.
a nice little counter, but once again in the later parts of the game to all that physical damage coming out from Gyrocopter. I mean, just the cold embrace only works on one target though, so the Gyrocopter can still be effective with the flak cannon, but in some situations that cold
10
embrace, of course,
seconds remaining.
can help you get out of sticky situation, can turn a team fight around.
5 seconds remaining.
The Wyvern in general, though, not the only thing it does, of course. I mean, Splinter Blast, a great nuke, great for
Reserve
pushing out
time.
the lanes, slowing people down. Early on in the laning phase, Arctic Burn, actually a very nice spell to just harass out enemy offlaners like a Clockwork. If the Clockwork's solo, then he has to watch out not to get burned too much. Of course, it's a very long cooldown, so Clockwork, of course, being on dire side, being able to creep block
Team
with the
Empire's
cogs on
turn
that
to
off
pick.
lane, he should be able to get his levels pretty much no matter what.
Storm Spirit.
But he has to be careful about moving out too
Dire
far
team
forward,
pick.
because with the slows of the Winter Wyvern and the Phantom Lancer, bit of nuke damage here as well from the Spirit Lance. Could net them a kill sooner rather than later if the Clockwork's out of position.
Lion.
Yeah, more picks coming out. Storm Spirit here
Team
for Team
Empire's
Empire.
turn to pick.
It's of course a hero that they run very, very well, and yeah, not much else to say. It's very mobile here, great against Clockwork here. It's Clockwork not really great against the Storm Spirit in terms of just locking him down, or just about. Same for Gyrocopter. I mean, normally the way Gyrocopter turns around in team fights is just drop down the call down and then go
Dire
to town.
team
But Storm Spirit,
pick.
if he still has enough mana left, he can just survive that no problem. And now with the Tusk as well, yeah, that snowball lasts long enough for both of the call down rockets to go out. I think. It should be, yeah, but the point is you're able to dodge the call down with the snowball if you so choose, and then re-engage yourself with that big teamfight ultimate in the
10
early stages of the
seconds
game,
remaining.
down the drain really with no effect whatsoever. So a lot of
5
play potential
seconds
here, a lot of
remaining.
aggressive potential from Team Empire here between the Storm and the Tusk. Looking to
Reserve
create
time.
space for the Phantom Lance. They also ban out heroes that'll stop them from doing that. They ban out the Razor.
Knight.
I think the link goes through the
Team
Doppelganger, if I'm not
Empire's
mistaken,
turn
so
to
this
ban.
would be a great way to keep tabs on a real Phantom Lancer, and of course taking away his damage and kind of not doing a whole lot, at least for stages of the game. Razor, of course, being the anti-carry that he is. Silencer also banned
10
out from Team
seconds
Empire. It's a hero
remaining.
that they love to run themselves, but in this game, I mean,
5 seconds
up again, if you have a
remaining.
Storm Sword on your team, if you have a Tusk on your team, you just can't afford a Silencer because at some point,
Reserve time.
because you know how the game's going to go. Storm Sword is going to initiate. Silencer, if you don't bring him down immediately,
Dire
he's just going
team
to pop his
ban.
ultimate, and then all of a sudden you're stuck behind enemy lines. So that's not what they want to have happen. 5Jungs though, bringing out the Dragon Knight. That's
10
S4
seconds
played that in
remaining.
game 1 last night. I watched part of that.
5 seconds
Yeah, that's a hero
remaining.
that we haven't seen too much of in the last couple of weeks, but it's a hero that is
Reserve
a
time.
very strong anchor hero in a team fight. He gets very tanky. It's really hard to bring him down just because of his Dragon Blood passive. At least when it comes to physical damage, and that's
Team
mostly what Team
Empire's
Empire
turn
has
to
right now.
pick.
I mean, Storm, of course, with the magical damage, but apart from that, not a whole lot of magic burst damage. I mean, Storm Spirit is good as what magic damage is. It's like a number of small instances of burst, right? It's not that big burst like a Lina Laguna Blade or even the Lion Thing of Death can be. So
10 seconds
Dragon Knight
remaining.
should be able to just stay in the front of the team fights,
5
pop his
seconds
ultimate,
remaining.
siege down the towers, and force Team Empire's hand, and then the Clockwork comes in to counter initiate. The
Reserve
line
time.
comes in with the follow-up stuns. Gyrocopter, of course, big AoE team fight potential. Visage, last ban for Team Empire, and the bans for 5Jungs actually ducks here, so as to not to give the Gyrocopter a hard time in the offlane. Queen of Pain also. Yeah, favorable matchup for the Queen of Pain here up against the Storm Spirit. So yeah, looks like they
Dire
might have been
team
expecting maybe a Storm offlane, or Queen of Pain offlane, something like that, something aggressive that can boost bolster their potential in mid game. And last man techies, okay, yeah, with the task picked up is always something that you have to keep in mind. The potential of the techies coming out, and you just don't want to play against that if you can. And of course, Kuroki, he knows his techies, man. He knows his techies, so he definitely knows
10 seconds remaining.
what possibilities exist with that hero.
5 seconds remaining.
Rubik last pickup for Team Empire, so that'll be the secondary support. Nothing wrong with that, of course.
Reserve time.
Very solid hero. Great little lockdown here with the telekinesis and the Fate Bolts, a nice little nuke. And then later on the spells. There's plenty of good spells to steal, actually. Pretty much anything from the Gyrocopter.
Remaining.
Apart maybe from Flat Cannon, but
5
Clockwork,
seconds
get your hands on
remaining.
Hookshot or the Cogs. Get physical damage in the later parts of the game. Of course, if you manage to get your hands on an Aghanim Scepter, you'll be able to rip through these Phantom Lance illusions pretty damn quickly if you manage to get a full channel off of the ultimate. Of course, that only really works if you have these bounces. Like, you have the Winter Wyvern there at the ready to be able to cold embrace a single target. Then the Witch Doctor, of course, pretty ineffective with that ultimate of his unless he's able to change targets. That one. Right, so waiting for everyone to pick their heroes. That we should be heading into the game. There we are. Once again, if you're just tuning in, welcome. My name is Dragondrop, bringing you this game 1 between Empire and 5Jungs, German stack here around Kuro. Not entirely German, of course, but it was rumored to be a fully German stack before, but of course that was never more than just a rumor. I have a lot of FPS lag here. I hope that's... maybe try and... yeah, I can maybe try and fix that by closing down some stuff, but yeah. If not, we're just going to have to deal with it. But yeah, once again, if you're just tuning in, this is the ESL One New York Qualifiers. I'm joined by the one account on stats, and after this game, Capitalist will take over, of course, in Itama. They're still busy with the Navi game for Team 1, 2, 3, so I'm hopping in here on short notice. Doesn't look like any early aggression is going to come out from either team, so let's take a quick look at the lineups. Empire YOLO Warrior here on the Tusk in the offlane. We've got the Apathy on the Winter Wyvern General standing in here on the Storm Spirit. We've got Silent on the 1-position Phantom Lancer, and that leaves Aloha Dance playing Grand Demagus. The other side of the river, we've got 5Jungs with Jarax playing the Lion. We've got Matumma Man,
The
1-position
battle
Gyrocopter,
begins.
Feta. That mid-Dragon Knight, one of his signature heroes, Kuro, on that Witch Doctor. At least Mind Control, playing the Clockwork in the offlane. No crazy lanes coming out. We might see Winter Wyvern actually move top to try and help out the Tusk a little bit. That's in... yeah, Rubik should be alright up against the Clockwork. Just be able to harass him out a little bit, and just apart from that, just concede the fact that Clockwork is going to get something in this offlane. So the one way to trade with that is either to just go full aggro with the Winter Wyvern down there and harass him out a bit further, or just try to put on some pressure on your own offlane. And yeah, Tusk is actually trying to do a similar thing here, but he only got one of these melee creeps. But yeah, that still means that this creep wave will be making its way down. Okay, General mid here up against Fader, and of course Dragon Knight, not the mid tier to go for if you want to win your lane. Yeah, Empire actually not putting that much emphasis on us compared to other teams, so nice little bit of information. Yeah, we'll see whether it works out in this game. They definitely have a lot to dodge with the Snowball. They have that aggressive potential, of course, just because they have the Storm Spirit. Once he gets rolling, with the help of the Tusk, they should be able to get some easy pickoffs on these squishy supports, like Witch Doctor, like the Lion. Okay. Just trying to check whether everything is alright on stream. Looks like we should be good. back to my point in mid lane. Of course, you don't pick a Dragon Knight to win the lane necessarily. Stormspirit being enraged here, having much easier harassment. Of course, Steel will be able to win his lane quite handily and get his farm. Beta is not really going to be able to do much about that, but what he will be able to do is get at least some CS. He's going to get his levels because he's tanky. Of course, refire with a couple of secures him a couple of last hits here and there at least. And Dragon Knight is not the kind of hero that you win mid with. He's the kind of hero that you put mid, you get your levels, and then once the Stormspirit rotates out, you take the tower with your ultimate. It's a little bit more passive when it comes to rotations. It doesn't really bother him that he's behind in that sense. Especially with dual control going his way, he'll be able to sustain himself quite handily. Spam out the refire. If you can't just Stormspirit in that, then you need to rely more than you would maybe want to on a static remnant to actually get the last hits. Base damage reduction, but of course he has plenty of right-click attacks. Take a quick look at the offlanes here. We've got the Tusk, not really having the best time. Bracking level 2, just yeah, obviously up against the Stry lane. Especially this Witch Doctor here. Gotta be careful about the cast. I mean, if it bounces range creep and back, then you'll be taking a lot of harassment here with 60 base damage on that support. And you even have the line stacking and pulling through, so they'll deny a lot of much needed experience for the Tusk. Meanwhile, Mind Control and bottom lane here is already level 2, working as level 3. Extra creep wave down here on this tower. He should be able to reach that now. And only Silent here in the lower dance. He's doing his part in the jungle, of course, as well. Very passive early stage, and not a whole lot else that you could expect, really, because all of these heroes, they need their levels to actually start doing anything useful. Tusk, of course, wants to have level 2 at least, to be able to snowball ice shots properly. Maybe +1, +2 to get a kill, but him being denied that is probably the single most important reason. There's not any aggression coming out from Team Empire for now. 5Jungs, of course, they should be fine, just farming up here, just making sure that the supports get the level 6s. Especially a line here for that big burst. Make sure that Phaeton not being ganked up in his middle lane, so have a TP ready. That kind of standard stuff. Yeah, Clockwork is getting his levels, so everything's really fine. Comes to 5Jungs, but of course, then goes for Empire
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Curious to see what build he goes for. I mean, there's a couple of Phantom Lancer builds possible. Actually, top lane Warrior might be in trouble, but bro, all alone here though. It's not the easiest setups done here, or not the longest setups done with just a single cast without bounces. So wouldn't have gotten them enough time to get Jarex in for the kill. To try and get the kill. Meanwhile, mid. Oh, Phaeton drop down to the bottom here, gets a nice little brief fire off, but that might actually be enough to keep him safe with the teleport command. Nice double stun from Jarex here. Can it turn us around? Looks like it. They're looking for it though. The MC now hacks up. Phaeton with the full up on Kurosi as well with the cast bounce, so that's the first blood. Yeah, that's what I was talking about here. The rotation from the supports as they went on Phaeton here. Yeah, just the strength of brief fire and the damage reduction here. 25% as there was the 2 when that started. And on all 3 heroes, they just didn't have the power. Break that extra armor from the Dragonblood as well. Then really nice stun from the high ground. Yeah, with the commitment there as well. Both supports. I mean, they didn't need to be up top here. Tusk was forced out before that, so he now has level 2, but look at the Clockwork. He's sitting at level 5. And he's even leading more, so Empire not putting emphasis on that. That might actually bite them in the ass at some point once the Clockwork starts hooking around, setting up for Phaeton to come in, and for the balls to get the follow-up stunts. I mean, one thing if you have Empire running into you and then be able to initiate like that, it's another thing entirely to initiate yourself. I was contemplating Silence item build here. It looks like, yeah, so far so standard here with the Aquila. Might be looking into treads or drums, same sort of stat item to tide him over. But I've also seen Phantom Lancers even go for Yash. And yeah, Yasha Boots of Travel kind of build. Or if you want to go straight for the Refusal Blade. And I wouldn't hate either really. If they were just fighting, then they should be going for the quick Diffusal Blade. With the task being as far behind as it is, I'm not quite sure that's actually the best way to go. Because you had a point with Nightcopter, with Timberman, he's level 6 himself, he has a team control too, so that's the kind of hero that can turn a fight around on a whim, just by being able to tilt the pot in, drop the call down. Level 1 Dragon Tail, longest reliable hard stun in the game, absolutely. Paying dividends there, it's only level 1, it goes up to 3.25 seconds. At max level now. Tumba and Jarax are smoked up in the apathy. Almost negative, but looks like they want to go for general here. There's the initial stun call, the hacks fall off. That's the pick up the storm, so they even complete this teleport here. Double stun from Jarax. The apathy got a wrong end of a brief fire. The snowball will dodge a little bit of damage, but of course it's not an escape tool like that. Make it a triple. Oh, actually, what? The general? He survived. Wow. Okay. All things before they happened there, but yeah, he was dead to right. It was like at like 5 health points or so, not much more. Barely able to zip out in time. I mean, level 1 hex on the line, 2.5 seconds as well. Much more stronger than the hex from like the Shadow Shaman, which is half that.
Radiant's middle tower is under
not
attack.
quite enough to actually finish him off. But yeah, they got 2 constellation kills there, so you shouldn't be too sad about that. Not to mention power and damage that they've been able to put out. Just a couple of right clicks here from the Dragon Knight and the Swordswood Bomb is enough to just drop that tower. I think one right click is 120 damage over time. Not entirely sure on the map again. It's been so long since I've actually thought about that, but it is quite sizable. And next time Fata has his dragon form, that tower should fall. In fact, 5Jungs, they want to make their advantage count here. They have their level 6s and they want to use them when with the call down up and ready. Again, mind control with the hook shot, so they're looking for silence here. Also have double ganger with the easy skill. There's the hook shot, one up, there's the hex. One of the seconds here, stun, and that's a dead Phantom Lancer. Nice little chain stable there with the hook shot, then the Cogs push back. Force the line, providing you with attacks into the stun. Not a whole lot that you can do at Phantom Lancer.
Radiant's
there.
bottom
Just to see it
tower
coming
is under attack.
Already have doppelganger out. Yeah, 5Jungs, complete control of this game. It's not like they just get support pickoffs here and there. They just got the carry here. They've been putting on pressure on the Storm Sword here. Got did kill it in a while. Now,
Radiant's bottom tower
she's
is under
seeing some
attack.
of these creeps here. It looks like it's not gonna be happy about that. It was the one big jump start, the kick start here for a Storm Sword. At least it was supposed to be the plan. Storm Sword can sort of work like a Shadow Fiend in that regard. Hang on, top lane for it. Gonna be stunned up and a full of cast bounces, not there, gets a snowball off, but he should still be dead here. Snowball to a creep though, but not gonna be enough. Yeah, caught out with rotation here. Fata opting to help out top before actually finishing the push down the middle. And yeah, that teleport will complete, but it's only eliminated here. He has to be careful not to get too close, or else that ranged Dragon Tail would have gotten him there too.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Well, mid. Oh, and Tumba managed. Falling very low, he will fall to general here. Hookshot barely off the mark, but there is a haste rune on the clockwork. Not a whole lot of mana left in the but mind control. Chance it went for the max rocket builds. Snowball on top. Jerax with the stun. With stun from the snowball and the big burst from the Fateful. 10 damage on a squishy lion.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
That leaves a mark, and
Dire's
Empire
bottom tower
starting to
is
fight
under
back,
attack.
looking at the fight recap, of course. A little bit in their favor, as the game is paused, so is it a chance to take a look at the net worth, and the engagement up top, or with the engagement in mid, I should say. General able to pick up that kill for himself, get himself up to level 9, and back to the top of the net worth chart. Beta, right behind him though. Starting to get his tanky items up and running, has a power treads, value bracer. Don't know that he wants to turn this into drums. So here's a decision that the Dragon Knight has to make at this point, whether you go for the Shadow Blade or straight into BKB. And this game, I would almost say BKB, unless you're really looking for more initiation, because you already have the clockwork, you already have the potential to just siege down towers with the Dragon Knight, so you don't necessarily have to have that Shadow Blades kind of scouting / initiation potential. But I'd actually much rather like to see the BKB here, just be able to continue the snowball, just keep the Dragon Knight in front. Have the BKB at the ready if they go on you, and then turn to fight. If they don't fight you, well, just take the towers, right? That's what a Dragon Knight does. Okay. Let's take a quick look at Linus here, as we still have some time. Okay, Empire just confirmed. They're ready to go again, but yeah, let's take a look at the items anyway. Winter Wyvern, of course, and
Radiant's middle tower
nothing too
is
much.
under attack.
To speed.
Dire's bottom
magic
tower
stick
is
heal.
under
He's just
attack.
getting his level 6 up on his top lane. Kuro already has his level 7, but at Urn of Shadows with the double gauntlets. Tusk, of course, in that off lane. Not the best start, but actually managed to they get the tower denied, so that fell a little bit too low to creep. Not something that you usually see up against a Dragon Knight. Usually you pick a Dragon Knight to be able to claim these towers for your own. It's, of course, tier 1's not really giving too much gold. The denies, of course, don't hurt as much. But still, whatever can do, right? Now smoke up mid, they're looking for the Dragon Knight. There's a snowball on top, and yeah, they're looking to burst him down. Should be able to, it's more than that. But now turn around, actually, they don't actually have enough burst to bring it down completely now. A lot of teleports, there's a hook shot onto a load, and it's blown up by the finger of Death and Silent. And needs a doppelganger up, and bounce back. The Rocket's actually skilled up by Matumman, still following him, but
Dire's top tower
no
is under
creep
attack.
with them. They just content with that turnaround kill on the Rubik, and that's what I was talking about. Over here! Now to bring down the round of burst. Now they're gonna go for it again, but this is not ninja at all here. Another snowball. Yep, the here too. On the high ground, and that was doing a decent amount of damage. But Kuro is actually all alone here. Sun comes in, that's the fall, and finally, there's Kuro, not quite that just yet. Wind's Curse actually committed to finally bring it down, but meantime, Jerax by control here, controlling up everyone on the side of Empire. But still pretty healthy. Jerax to fight with the snowball as well from the Tusk. Now, we do get the Gyre coming down. Mind control Jerax, they're both very low, and it's a 5-man wipe. They only lose the Winter Wyvern here, and oh man, that escalated quickly. It's all I can say. 2,000, almost 3,000 gold change here. Considering the gain that lost net worth, and that's a terrible place to fight. Even with the cooldown, it didn't actually hit too many. Even though it looked like kind of an overcommittal on the Witch Doctor, just dropping the Winter's Curse on him, not really catching anyone. That secondary snowball and Silent coming back in. Still enough health to actually keep fighting. Turn the fight around for Empire there. Yeah. Now, that's the point, that's the kind of team fight that you need if you just want to forget about the woes of the laning phase, right? You can take a look at the graphs, and laning phase exceptionally well for 5Jungs. They were up to about a 1,500 gold lead, so decent enough, but just that one team fight pushed Empire to that same kind of spot as in terms of gold as well as experience. Now look at Storm Spirit here, see him start looking for the Bloodstone. He has the energy booster on the courier as well. Actually not too far off. Got the Winter Wyvern having Tranquil Boots finished. They got the Rubik there
bottom tower
looking for
is under
Shadows
attack.
of his own. Silence. Oh yeah, okay, he dropped the stuff
Radiant's
too.
bottom tower is under attack.
I was thinking for a second where his items went, but he dropped on the ground to reach it
top
faster,
tower
so
is
he
under
went for the
attack.
Aquila jumps. Pretty standard. You're probably looking for the Fusel Blade next. And yeah, even at Tusk got his Arcane Boots. Alright.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Oh, Kuro tries to ward, but he got caught out. Oh well. It's been nice knowing you. but unfortunately that was a futile quest in this instance. Top lane though might not be that. Jirax and the Timberman are both ready to try and fight. Get some extra help here.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Just waiting for the blink in, but there's more help coming. More Empire here to teleport him around. There's a snowball here dodging one of the combat sacks. Oh, YOLO, that task actually blows up after the line. Now Timberman being focused down by General up top. He made a trying to find a target here. Doesn't have his ultimate form. Doesn't have too much amount of actually has plenty to play with, but just can't reach anyone. Starts to creep. Now my controller back here. Catches two, but going to be enough silence still up and about. The apathy, a little bit of a rough spot, but General still around, gets bounced by the cast. And takes a lot of damage from that board, but ultimately not enough. That should bring him critical range and negative 3-2 trade phase. He comes again with the blink now. He's all alone though. Never mind, Jirax didn't actually see him come back in there. They blow up the Storm Spirit. That's kind of salvaged the fight for them. Of course, the fight recap, not exactly. Whoa, the fight's not even done yet. They want revenge, they want Vader. Do they have enough damage here? They need to slow down more, but they can't. Snake Charge come out silent here. Joining the party doesn't want to land here to throw at. He will do so. Once again, they're taking Dragon Knight with the smoke. Nice little play there from Jirax, just to make sure that these last couple of illusions aren't enough to bring down this tanky half dragon. This one on Timberman. I keep committing here. Jirax finds a lower dance, he's all alone, that's a call down. That should be a death rock barrage. So.
Death to all betrayers!
Yeah. Empire looking good in team fights, but the cleanup crew, all 5Jungs, they're not entirely ineffective here. 7% increase in win expectancy, yeah. Especially with that kind of fast blink dagger, it's something I considered. But of course it's a very valid option on a Dragon Knight just to have that instant stun, instant blink stun.
Here.
Especially if you're talking about Dragon Tail, we had this, we talked about that before. The strongest single target non-ultimate stun there is, or one of the strongest. I mean, unless you count like the Morphling Adapted Strike. Strength Morphling is like 4.25 seconds or something ridiculous, but it's not quite instant unless you're right next to the target.
And it's off.
It's a projectile stun, of course. But yeah, 5Jungs, even though they're kind of losing in team fights, they're not entirely behind because they are able to get these pickoffs here, get these rounds.
And it's off.
Here on the course here, Dragon Knight, of course, at the top. Really hard to deal with Vampire right now, actually, but the big problem is, we saw it in the last fight. The kiting is just too hard, and if he doesn't have his ultimate form, he doesn't have that ranged Dragon Tail. Then if he doesn't have the blink at the ready, he'll lose it once. Well, it's a hard time actually finding someone between the top Snowball, between Phantom Lance, a Doppelganger as well, so Storm Spirit is slipping on and about. But yeah. Taking a look at the other items on the side of 5Jungs, we've got the Lion working on that dagger, so heading straight for that. Stopping for anything else along the way, that'll put a lot of what's the word? That'll mean that Kuro will have to buy a lot of rewards, so the Aghanim Scepter for the Witch Doctor is not really on the table anytime soon. But yeah, the biggest story is this Giant Cult. What's he going for? He has the face boots, so very effective item. You're looking for exceptional power, a little bit better than the power that we got. Of course, power just being able to try to switch is a little bit more effective if you're spamming your spells. Just being able to run down heroes like
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Very nice little addition, and then kind of standable.
Radiant's top tower is
a little
under
bit of
attack.
lifesteal.
Radiant
Bit of ancient
structures
stacking
are
for
fortified.
themselves. They have the creep. Yeah, not sure if he has a creep. If you have to tell him, you should definitely use it for something. Either just getting a wolf to bolster your damage, or get a creep to stack ancients with. Still have a triple stack though. Mind control just finishing
Radiant's
that up
top
there.
tower
So
is under attack.
Boom.
they have
There
that
he
economy
goes.
to work with. Teleporter coming in here on this enemy that wants to fight to Snowball gets the Witch Curse as well. He'll be blown up immediately. Jack's coming down as well. Beta coming in from the side. Glimmercave not enough to save the top. Very low, not low enough, but low enough for Splinter Blast to take him off silent though. On the midst of that, now Beta he's just too strong. He's too tanky. Low at ends. He stole the death ward here. Was in no position to get a good channel off, and then 4 for 2 trade here. Stormsplit, the only one to survive. Man, the fight recap shows, yeah, that's a big win for 5Jungs. Still got some time here, 80 minutes. It's had a good game, and actually after 10 charges already as well, so it's kind of the one calming factor if you're Empire after the team fight right now. It's like, okay, Silent, he still has some good farms. He has the Fuel Blade finish, so he didn't actually lose all that much gold in that fight. Still have a Storm Spirit who has a good Bloodstone timing, who already filled it up with 2 extra charges, so they're still in control of this game, say, even though the golds and experience graphs back to 0. Just have to be careful about their engagements. They cannot ignore this Dragon Knight. Because if Fate comes in with his Dragon form, he'll be able to throw a Dragon Tail after Dragon Tail is now up to level 4. They have that 3.25 seconds on a 9-second cooldown. That is very little downtime if you think about it. And he's sitting at 4,600 gold as well. Wonder what it'll go for, maybe straight AC or straight up BKB? You can buy it right now if he wants to. Find out soon. Oh, it's a Sanj, okay. Looking for a Halberd? Halberd would be silly though. I mean, Phantom Lance is just gonna be able to doppelganger that off. So more likely either Sanj and Yasha, but then he would have bought that straight up as well. Or maybe if you go for the Halberd, it's more for the evasion. For the evasion and the stats and for the disarm. Or maybe you want to just have the disarm plus or Stoneswood instead. Might as well be Sanj and Yasha, or maybe a Silver Edge if he wants to go back for that. A little bit of extra damage, just have the ability to disable these passives here, like Phantom Lance, Phantom Rush, and should also disable Juxtapose. Mistaken, and the Soulsuit Overload is also actually a big part of a general's damage here. So if you're able to disable that with a Silver Edge, go for it.
Dire's top tower is
more
under
items
attack.
inside from Jungs. We've got the Glimmer Cape on the Witch Doctor here, Kuro. Been able to pick that up after the last fight. Do have the Blink Online, of course, completed, and Clockwork actually going for Solo
Dire's top
Crest,
tower
so
is under attack.
more support oriented here. Mostly we see Clockwork just go for the Blade Man into Axe or something like that. The all out selfish.
Radiant's bottom tower is
But in
under
this game
attack.
they have the Dragon Knight to be the frontline tanker, so Clockwork doesn't really need to be that. Of course he tanks up himself a little bit with the Soul Crest, but primarily you pick that up. Just make sure that either the Dragon Knights or maybe the Gyrocopter keys in a
Dire's
little bit of
top
a rough
tower
spot.
is under attack.
It's just even harder to deal with. Harder to bring down. So if you consider the Team Empire's lineup, none of these heroes really wants to build an MKB. Silent could, but Phantom Lance is really looking for all the kinds of items to bolster up the illusions a little bit more, because of that the plus damage from the MKB is not going to translate to the illusions, so you'd rather have stats, you'd rather have a Skadi, a Butterfly, a Heart, these kind of things. Okay. Lane might be next point of contention. Tier 1 in mid as well as bottom, still up for the Dire side. So gold left on the table here that Empire would really like. Get their own item progression a little bit bolstered here, of course. Of course, the calls look good here. Oh, General gets caught out here, and now follow up on Charlie. Actually has to step out a long way. Able to do that all the way
Dire's structures
across
are
the river.
fortified.
Oh, that almost was very bad if they had any sort of extra lockdown coming, like the line with the blink. When a dead storm at the very least, though, they force him back a little bit. But of course, with 10 Bloodstone charges, he'll be back in the fight ASAP. She goes in from Skirr. That might have been a mistake here. There's the attacks, there's the follow-up start of Finger of Death, and the Death Lord here. Mistakes were made. So he saved himself right now. Did not count for Jerax down on the side. That is a dangerous mistake to make. Meanwhile, bottom. I missed that here. They get a pick up on Silence between Man and Phaeton. Stun into a lot of burst damage, it looks like. Silent is not at a point where he can survive that, of course. Does have the Diffusal Blade, not really giving you too much survivability against Magic Burst. He has a lot of armor between the extra stats and of course the range of Puller. But Alex here really relies on being able to doppelganger in and out of fights. Now, Roshan next on the table, of course, that's another effect of the Soul Crash, being to bring them down relatively quickly and easily. Empire
Roshan has
update,
fallen to the
all there on
dice.
top of fighting this, of course without the Phantom Razor. You don't really want to. Kind of rely, unless you're counting on a really big one ultimate. That's always the kind of spell that can turn any sort of team fight at almost any point in the game. Get a Winter's Curse on, say, Dragon Knight with everyone bashing away at him. Then that might be enough to help bring him down. Like, Gyrocopter is much more squishy. Not much more, but it still has good amount of armor here. Especially with that ice armor from the Overfrost mage that he's picked himself up, and there's a decent health pool as well. And of course he has the Aegis now, so it's actually really hard for Empire to engage into this, picking me up like that.
Radiant's middle
That's what we
tower
see.
has fallen.
General up top is pushing.
I'm over here!
Waiting for a reaction. It's gonna be an even
Radiant's
trade
middle
as they
tower
lose the
is
tier 2
under
mid
attack.
and even a little bit of damage on the tier 3. Top lane, oh, they actually get the Tusk near the cards. My control. Does he have anything? Yes, he does.
Do it with flair.
They catch him and also suspect the Stone Sword is there. Jarx's smoke will be broken. Kind of minefield between the remnants here. Don't exactly want to blink into a deck of like 2 or 3 remnants up there. And if worst comes to worst, what's the Stone Spirit from just slipping out again? Still trying to scout him out, trying to find out if he's still there. Yeah, really nice as well, just sending him to courier on cleanup duty. A lot of teams just leave their trash in the first bit, it's health violation and all that. Okay, hello it is. Blink stuns into death, and now to try and get the counter kill, they will take out Jarx. Silent hit, call down. Is that the thing of the stolen? Yes, it was. With the laugh tap back, going the way of man, but not enough to actually continue the chase, as they did not wish to continue the chase through that call down, of course. Nice little pick off here. Wasted ultimate on the Rubik, and he's holding onto that, so he'll have that 1 or 2 more times, I think. Actually, what's the duration? I have 240, so he can use that a couple of times. Since that's spell. It's great on the Rook, especially if he gets himself up to the Blink Dagger, which I assume he's saving up for now as well. Blink Dagger meters is instant initiation as the Cats is from the line. Of course not as long, but still it's enough for you to get the Finger of Death off, get the Fate Bolt off, steal another spell, and then keep going. Potentially very dangerous spell to give over. The only problem is that it actually costs a lot of mana, and Lion of course can account for that with the mana drain. But Rubik, not so much. Like half his mana pool if you want, so gotta keep that in mind too. Walking that down for a Stone Spit. Back up to 7 charges here. He died twice in this game. I think once when he had the Bloodstone.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
We'll have to be looking for more pickups here to fuel that item as well. We'll really want to go and Gyrocopter though, because from the rest of the team, you see that something's happening down here at the bottom. Teleport out tough though, it doesn't have a teleport. Only shielded by the fact that you would probably assume that he does teleport it out if they actually spot him out in the rock in the first place. Right? Yeah, let's actually take a look at GPM. See. Never remember how to for that. Yeah, both minute 510 on both Silent as
Radiant's
well as
bottom
Vader.
tower is under attack.
Gyrocopter at about 500. Yeah, his item progression on track. He has the Sunshine Yasha, so that's an indication of them being able to, of them wanting to finish the game earlier rather than later. I mean, playing up against Phantom Lancer,
Radiant's
very
bottom
happy to
tower
have
has
heroes like
fallen.
Dragon Knight on your team. Always the kind of game plan that you want to go. Snowsweet, he has his items, but I feel like he
Radiant's
hasn't had
bottom
as much of
tower
an impact
is
as he
under
would have loved
attack.
to. Just because the counter initiation of 5Jungs was just there. A little bit too long. Back of Fata, back of Jerax here.
Rock it on.
Lion was another thing. Oh yeah, you see it in the movement here from 5Jungs. They're just walking across the map on the Radiant side, looking for targets, looking for someone to pick off to turn it into a push. Dota Empire pretty good at dodging them. Looking at the vision that allows them to do. Oh god, actually no. Glimmer Cable actually keep him saved. Was expecting a fight to break out, but yeah. Look at the vision here. This will of course will be counted now. It's also was a relatively fresh ward, so that kind of specs. But also this observer ward down here in the bottom. Valuable to just spot out these kind of aggressive rotations. But problem is for Empire with that kind of playstyle, they kind of have to be held together like this and just move as 5 and just farm up the jungle as 5. Can't catch him anywhere, instead smoke up as 5, well, try to help him. He's not really helping anyone right now, except Team Empire, and now it's their turn to turn a pick off into a push that will be dead to one finally. Rest of 5Jungs, they're getting themselves into position to stop the push when that goes further, but they can't fight here. Not with 2 heroes down.
Dyer's middle tower
Oh, with 2 of
has
that big
fallen.
damage dealers down as well. I mean, damage using controllers.
Dyer's
The
middle
line,
tower
of course,
is under
Blink stun.
attack.
Blink KP stun. Blink is the lift of the thing. Now he's kind of isolated here. Getting silent. Rocking away to smile. Punch up into the ace. Quite tanky, but not tanky enough against 5 heroes. And
Dyer's are fortified.
equally as many illusions, so they're going to
Dyer's
get a
middle
tier 2
tower
off
is under
and
attack.
yeah, there's no buyback on the Dragon Knights. They can
Dyer's
actually go
middle
high ground
tower
right now.
has fallen.
Silent. He has a heart actually. He's been farming extremely well. I've looked at it for a couple minutes and what he puts effort into it. Then allow them to siege very
Dyer's
effectively
middle
here,
tower
especially
is under
since
attack.
they by now should figure out that it's probably no buyback. They're gonna go in. They're gonna get more Pharaoh. Punch up into the air as well. General here just zipping in to scan him off essentially with Timberman back and Diesel's base being put in shambles.
Dyer's middle barracks are under
A
attack.
whole lot that you can do because the jump potential for Team Empire is much
Dyer's
superior
middle
here.
barracks has fallen.
If you have Madison,
Dyer's
actually once again
middle
lift follow up from the snowball from General zipping in. Auto's not going to do anything. They get pick off after pick off. Relatively deep behind the
Dyer's
lines
middle
here.
barracks has fallen.
There them like 4-5 kills in total. Well as 3 towers and a set of racks. It started in the tier 1 then one single push. That's the kind of Empire that we all know and love. Just being able to fight and then take a fight so
Dyer's
convincingly
bottom tower is under a
that you
Dyer's
take extra
bottom
objectives
tower
off
has
of that.
fallen.
Another last hit of the tower was silent, about 350 gold or something. He must have just finished up his heart. He's now sitting at 4.5k, but now the pickup down here in the bottom. They might line. I'm not quite sure what Cherries was doing there, but well, 5Jungs, very rough spot right now. Look at the gold graph, man. Once again, just like in the laning phase,
Dyer's bottom
picture
tower is under
continues,
attack.
but the stakes are much higher. 5Jungs will still launch here with 4,000 gold going the way, and then just one team fight, and like 3-4
Dyer's
towers and
bottom
5
tower is
heroes,
under
5-6
attack.
heroes being picked off. 12,000 gold chain, 14,000 more or less. Now up to 10,000 for Empire. What kind of story for the experience? Sitting at about 7,500 advantage now. Yeah, exactly. Just finished the hard and now looking for a butterfly. He's almost gonna get that. I mean, that timing on his Phantom Lancer. Seeing at 20k gold 35 minutes in, I mean that's something that we would expect at 45 minutes. 45 minutes here, but there's been no pressure, very little pressure on the Silent. I mean, he's been picked up 3 times, but then he's been left alone. Right, and 5Jungs, they've been able to take map control, but since Empire was able to dodge their gank attempts to convert that map control into pickoffs, into high ground pushes, Empire being able to dodge that, they found the space. Not just
Dyer's
for their
top
PL,
tower
but also
is
for
under
themselves, but to
attack.
keep on into
Dyer's
their crucial
structures
items
are
up. And
fortified.
all it takes is one fight. If you're pretty much even, all it takes is one fight. Man advantage to push you over the edge and take
Dyer's top
objectives,
tower
and
has
they're not
fallen.
stopping here. You're ahead, get further ahead, and they get all the items that they want now, even on support sphere. Rubik with the 4-star finished up the apathy, and the blink dagger of his own. Those were where he had 13 bloodstone charges, so was at 7 before all that stuff happened, and now looking for Lincoln Sphere here. Hate that actually, just up against the finger or any sort of single target able, like the Dragon Tail even, or the Hex. Think of the sword.
Over here!
Just being able to block that with Lincolns would be very useful. Roshan, next target here for Empire. Jungs, they know this is happening here, they had to creep in there. Of course, they also have the rocket players to keep tabs, but can they actually fight this? I think they can, but it would be very chancy, and really comes down to positioning here. If they get a good hog shot in here, maybe they can fight like that. The apathy, very wise decision to stay out. Hey, the would actually spot them here. Just have to make sure to punch out for. Let's go. Oh, okay, there it is. Don't let it be locked down with these. Later, in the midst of the fight, below it has a black man looking for targets. She can't really find the one that he wants here. Everyone's still alive, but I'm not sure how to play that. Final fighting the Sorted here in the back, so he's down for the count. He can't fight back. That's 20 seconds. 2-man on top. Cattle and Mana and Elf though. Save for everyone inside of 5Jungs, so that's all they have. They're all juice that they have left, and Empire,
Dyer's middle
they're still up and
tower
running.
is under attack.
Back kill for Silent is couldn't really lock onto a target for the longest part of this fight, but he's been able to stay alive because of the heart, because of the butterfly. 5Jungs, they committed so much on the Storm Spirit, and you can't really fault them, right? It's
Roshan
can't really
has
fault them
fallen
because Storm
to the
Spirit is
Radiant.
really hard to deal with. You need that burst, or else he's just gonna do so much AoE damage in that kind of
Immortality
constrained
is
space.
mine! Over here now!
Kinda
Dyer's
have to bring it
bottom
down
tower
quickly,
is
but
under
then
attack.
they expended all of their arsenal on him, and there was nothing
Radiant's top
left
tower is under attack.
for Silent because it took them so long as well. In general, started here, he was hexed up, and then he zipped over here.
Dyer's
Iger and
bottom
Painter
tower
finally tracked
has
him down,
fallen.
and Silent doing all that, able to work.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Same for the apathy, of course, but the Spurs. It's still there as well. It's kind of interrupted their attempt to take the fight. And all of that is
Dyer's bottom tower has fallen.
3 Ages for Stormsword, 3 7 racks, and getting closer and closer to gain.
Dyer's bottom barracks are
5Jungs, they
under
need
attack.
nothing short of miracle right now.
Over here now.
Around it. Recipe after drugs and next. Nice Winter Skirts for free. Silent comes in here, locking onto who's that? Think that. Bringing that up and out of life points here. It's going to Superman trying to do what he can. Meanwhile, back to dropping down the cards here. Just desperately trying to find something. Finding Peter here that might turn it around. So Silence, he doesn't give it a hit. Just locks out Kuroki, therefore not doing nearly as much as they need to. Aisha even blocking him in a little bit here. Yo Warrior with the punch up in the air. They get another kill. Peter dragged out of his own fountain here. Stunned up, locked out with the king. Not gonna save with the ending. They dive the fountain. They get Kuro. And that's GG here. Triple kill for both Silent and General. And yeah, Empire showing us that they've not let up. After TI, they're still this strong. As just as strong as we know them, essentially. Very good game from them. And 5Jungs. Not looking too bad, to be honest. I mean, they had good lane stage, they had a decent mid game, but they just weren't able to really capitalize. Weren't able to push the high ground before Silent got that big, and that's kind of the long and short of it.